And it's the first time I've had a bite off the left hand side. Oh, look at that thing going for it. This fish is fighting really well. Welcome to another video. We're back on a bank. I'm on the old estate lake again. You guys seem to really like it. We've been getting some decent views on the content up here, and I quite like fishing it at this time of year. It's a good venue, it's shallow, and it's got a decent stock of fish in it, so it is a good place to come up and fish when the weather is a little bit indifferent and a little bit cold. But actually today it's really wet and windy and mild, and so I'm hoping it's going to stir the fish up. I've got about 3 or 4 hours, and the rods are fishing. I am set up, and hopefully we're going to have a good sort of morning session and get lucky. Now, before I show you what I'm doing today, I want to show you a little session yesterday, and I was actually on here in this swim yesterday. The idea was I was going to film a session yesterday, but I ended up forgetting my camera lenses, didn't really get a plan, but I did end up having a fish. So check out this bit of footage. So first one on the new hook baits then, on the Be Luckies, mid double, down the right hand margin over a handful of the DNA bug. Definitely seen the bank a few times. This one, he's a little bit tatty, probably quite an old fish, but it's quite lively as well. But we're getting back nice and quick, and you never know, get that rod back out, see if we can have another one. Oh. So there you go then. I had a nice sort of mid double yesterday. Was a nice result, made up for forgetting all the camera gear and not really been able to make a vlog. But yeah, nice little fish yesterday. But off the back of that, I decided to put a little bit of bait in before I went home, and the plan was to come back this morning and fish in the same area. As the wind was going to be pushing in there, it's going to be wet and windy, and that's exactly what I've done. So the rods are fishing. Hopefully we're going to get lucky and we're going to have one. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and I'll show you as the session pans out. Well, the left hand rod's just gone off. I'd literally just come out of the brolly to have a little look at the lake. So I've been sat under the brolly drinking a coffee. I literally looked at the left hand rod and it's gone ripping off. The weather's just blowing straight in here. So at the moment it's been a bit tricky trying to get any decent footage. Oh, look at that thing going for it. It's absolutely tanking. This is the first time I'm using these rods, so this is my first bite on these rods. These are 9 foot 2.75, so they're nice and soft. And I've got the 6,000 bait runners on here. This fish is fighting really well. We're obviously in the mood for a bit of a feed. What's interesting, if I've done a couple of sort of short sessions in this swim, and it's the first time I've had a bite off the left hand side. These rods are nice. These are only the ProLogic C series, so these are the sort of entry level sort of budget rods really. But actually myself and Hugh both use them and we really like them. For the price range they're really good. And with these soft rods with the little bait runners, so It's a lovely little playing setup. At the moment, this feels like a pretty reasonable fish. Oh, jeez, what's happened there? Well, that's a disaster. I don't know what's happened there, but it's just gone across something and it's cut the line off. What an absolute disaster that is. Felt like a nice fish, that. Yeah, it's obviously... Yeah, it's all frayed. It's gone across something. It's obviously something out there and it's cut it off. Damn it. What an absolute nightmare that is. Right, rod's going back out. Left hand margin. I don't know what happened, but obviously I got cut off or something. The flicking back out. Right then, we're under the brolly. We've been getting so much rain. It's been really windy. I've had to position the brolly against the tree and use the string for the retainer to peg out the brolly so it's more stable in the wind. But anyway, we've had a bite and unfortunately I got cut off. I couldn't believe it. Felt like a nice fish as well. I don't think I've ever had a cut off up here. To be honest, I rarely have any cut-offs anywhere I fish, and yeah, really surprised. It was fighting for a while. You'll probably tell from the film I had on GoPro, the fish was really fighting well and it was plodding around for quite a long time, and then it just cut off. Absolutely gutted. First loss of the year. But it was nice to have a bite, if I'm honest. So it was nice that the tactics paid off. Again, on a slip D Ronnie, little mesh bag of the DNA Maxi Cray mix, and just put a bit of bait along here yesterday before going. Don't know if that made any difference. I doubt it did. It probably got ate really quickly, to be honest, but it was worth doing it. I had some leftover bait, so I chucked it in before I went. But anyway, I've got another couple of hours ahead of me, so hopefully I can catch another one before going. As I say catch another one, I didn't actually catch the last one, but no, hopefully I can put one on the bank. But it was nice to have a bite, and fingers crossed we can have one before we have to go home. So I thought I'd give you an update which isn't under the brolly. I've been brolly bound all morning, and let's face it, it's pretty boring staring at some green fabric while trying to tell you what's going on. But unfortunately, when it's wet and windy, that's pretty much all you can do. But it's died off a little bit, so I thought I'd get out from under the brolly and give you a bit of an update. So obviously I've lost a fish. I got cut off earlier on. Very frustrating, doesn't happen very often, but if the line's going to go across something and it doesn't like it, you're going to get cut off. It's just one of those things. It happens now and then. It's part of fishing. So there's a lot of overhanging trees and stuff along here, so I imagine there's quite a few branches and bits and bobs in the lake, and I imagine it's gone across something at an angle and it's obviously cut it through. So it's frustrating, but it does happen. But the guy on the opposite bank's had a fish, so it looks like the fish might be quite active. The guy further down towards the sort of shallower part of the lake hasn't had anything, but you never know, he might have something. But I do think a lot of the fish are up this end in the bowl. The wind's been pushing up here, it's wet and windy and mild, so I can't see why they wouldn't want to be up in this area. Obviously I had a fish in here yesterday, I've had a bite this morning, so clearly there's some fish up this way. But the Ronnies are doing the job, the slip D Ronnies. I'm happy with everything. I'm just putting a little bit of bait over each rod. I'm basically using a DNA bug today, so I'm putting about a handful of bait over the rod. topping it up a little bit now and then just to sort of keep a bit of attraction going in the water, but nice and simple. But anyway, hopefully it comes good and we can have one, and I'll be showing you a nice scaly very shortly. Well, we've got a bit of a break in the weather then. Just having a coffee, watching the water a bit. I ain't got long left. It's a shame it didn't clear up a little bit earlier. It was absolutely hammering into the bank earlier, the wind and rain, and because I'm wearing glasses, I literally couldn't see a thing stood out here. So I've literally been under the brolly quite a lot this morning. But it's nice to have a little bit of a break and be able to stand out and watch the water, although I haven't got long left, so it's not really going to pay off, I don't think. But it's still nice to see what's going on and just have a look. You never know, I might see something show what I can flick a rod to. Still a bit of drizzle in the air, still a bit of dampness in the air. It's no doubt going to rain again shortly, but it's still nice to have a little bit of a break. But anyway, I'm gonna polish off my drink, and hopefully one of these rods goes blasting off, because it's a shame that I got cut off on the left hand rod. It would be nice to get another bite before having to go home. So yeah, let's polish this coffee off, and fingers crossed we will have one before we go. That's the end of the session then. All the kit is loaded up. I'm gonna get on my way and hit the road and unfortunately go to work. We've all got to do it, haven't we? But anyway, very frustrating session. I should have had one. The fact that I got cut off is very, very annoying. It's one of those things you can't really control, you know. It's not like I've really done anything wrong. It's just one of those things that happens. Sometimes when you drop fish off, you know, you might have been playing them too hard, you might have been playing them too soft or whatever. Sometimes you can sort of find fault in your own fishing. But when you get cut off, it's just like, I had absolutely no idea it was going to happen. It's just bang, like that, it's cut off, you can't do anything about it. So it's definitely one of those frustrating things about fishing. And I should have had something, really. I should have been able to show you a fish, but it just happens, doesn't it? It's part of it. So unfortunately, it is a blank, really. So yeah, pretty gutting, but I've had a pretty good start to the year so far. It's my first proper blank. So yeah, it happens. But anyway, hopefully you've liked the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hopefully this video's turned out all right and the content was usable. It's very difficult at this time of year when you get a lot of sort of fogging of the lenses, a lot of rain on the lenses. It's a bit like being at home when all your windows sort of mist up and go all wet and that. It's kind of the same thing happens to the camera. It gets really annoying. But hopefully everything's come out okay. So thanks for watching. Like I said, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, check out the social media shown at the bottom of the screen, and until next time, get out on the bank, be lucky, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll stop pointing my finger. Stop doing that. It's so irritating.